welcome to another up close video. So today's one is for designer's choice number 7. I'm not 100% sure what this is actually called, I haven't got the name of it, but I presume it'll be something to do with pockets because it creates 2 pockets. So it's going to be quite a quick video because there's not actually too many dies in this set, and I've only got 3 samples to show you of a few different ways of how you can use these. I'm sure that when you watch the Facebook video from Tonic, that there'll be lots of other ways of how to actually use the pockets as well, because they're great in your memory books and bits and pieces like that as well. I've just used, I've used them kind of as like just more decorative dies, and I've done one pocket with them just to show you an idea of how you can use them as well. So you get 2 different pockets. You get a really nice large pocket, and this still fits on an A2 sized card, or A6 if you're in the UK. So, you know, it's a decent sized pocket that will fit really nicely on smaller cards, but you could also use it on bigger cards as well. And you get the outside edge, which has the 2 little tabs on there, which create the ability for it to be a pocket. You can either stick this to the front of the card using the 2 tabs, or that you can fold the tabs around the card and secure it on the back of the card, whichever kind of way you want to use it really. And it kind of depends whether you make top folding or side folding cards and where you want the pocket to be and stuff like that. But you also need to use this die to give this die an outside cutting edge, because if you look at it, it's just a verso die. It doesn't have the outside edge that cuts it out, but that also means you can use it in some different kind of ways. I have only showed one different way of using it, showing you how you can emboss it into your card to kind of give that faux embossing folder kind of look, but you could also cut this into the card without an outside edge to give like a lacy sort of design to a corner of a card as well, which I think would look really nice. So that is the large corner, and then you also have the smaller corner as well, and this one fits like this way on a, you know, the sort of width of an A2 or A6 kind of card, fits really nicely on the corner. And again, that gives you the tab mechanism of whether you want to stick it on top of the card or wrap the tabs around the back of it to secure it that way. And then you've got the interior piece as well, which is also a verso edge, but again, you can do that debossing design into the card, or you could cut it straight into the card to give a sort of decorative design to the corner as well. And then you get 3 different word dies in here, which all come with their separate bubble. So you've got a gift, you've got for you, and you've got invitation. So one of my ideas, I filmed 2 videos. There's like a card and a tag in one video and a card in the other video. And I showed how to sort of make an invitation and use the pocket on the inside to have an RSVP in it. So I think this is a great kind of set for invitations and stuff. Obviously it says invitation in it, but you know what I mean. And then there's 2 extra little dies. So you've got a swirly kind of design, which actually the middle cuts out of it. So you get 2 swirls really. You get a skinny swirl, and then you sort of get a bubbly swirl as well. And then you get this tiny little, it looks like a little fan to me, like a little fan like this that you might see a Lego character holding, but you can do some cool designs with that, making it look like flowers, which I've done on one of my examples. So let's show you the invitation idea first. So this is just using the large and 2 of the small to create a design element on the card, and then I've just done a diagonal strip across it to sort of give your eye somewhere to look, and then I've used invitation on it, and I also just used my DYMO labeler to do you are invited. I know you're kind of doubling up the sentiment, but I just felt like it needed something underneath it for this design. Then I've used vintage drops to accent all the little dotty areas on the swirly design. So I was using Yellow Brick Road and Regency Green, which are 2 of the newer colours of vintage drops that came out a few months back now, but they go really perfectly with the 2 colours of card that I was using. This one's grass, and I can't remember what this yellow one's called, but I think it's one of the original yellow colours that they brought out in their Craft Perfect. And then on the inside of this card, I did it as a top folding card, it would have worked as a side folding card as well. And then on the inside I've used one of the pockets, and then I just created another card, so a little baby card blank, using the same design idea that I did on the main one, and I've just used one of Tonic's alphabet dies that they do, where all of the letters are on one plate and they all cut out together. And the cool thing is R, S, V and P are all next to each other in the alphabet. So it works really nicely for just using a small piece of card to cut RSVP out. And I just shadowed it with white and the glitter card. I think that's called Lucky Shamrock, that one. And then I've just used the vintage drops again on there to accent it. So I just wanted to show how you could do an invitation with and then utilising the pocket inside to have a little RSVP in there. Obviously you'd write the details inside the RSVP as well. But yeah, I think that's a cool way of using this die set. So that's one video that I showed you how to make this one in. And then the other video I showed how to do a tag and a card. It's mainly because I wanted to use all of the sentiments. So I've actually used every die that you get in this die set. Actually, except for the outside of the large pocket. That's the only die. Oh no, I did use that because you have to use it to cut. Yeah, no, I used every die in this set to create all of these cards. So this is the other video, and the way I did these background pieces was I took the embossing sandwich for how to emboss a die. So that's usually your base plate, your embossing plate and your squidgy mat that you get, whether it's a tan mat or the green mat. And you emboss the die into the card. Now I find, because I use 300 GSM card, that although you get a nice deep emboss kind of look, it also cracks the card quite a bit. So the way I tend to get around that, I don't just start again because it's a waste of card. I just take the die off, run it back through with the same sandwich that I was just using with the squidgy mat in there, and it just presses it back down a bit and sort of hides any of the cracking. So you can kind of see that it cracked, but it's less evident because I pressed it down. And then to add some interest to that kind of area, I just took some dream drops. I took the gold Luxe dream drops and then just spread it across with my finger just to give a different kind of look to it. I thought it was quite a nice way of adding some shine to it, really. But you could use your Nuvo mousse or glacier paste or anything like that as well to add that kind of effect. And then I just used the For You on the card and the A Gift on my little gift tag, and I just used the little fan kind of design as flowers, and then the swirly design as kind of like the foliage sort of leading up to the flower. And you can see how this is sort of an outline piece, and then you've got the skinny interior piece as well. And then to finish off this card, I just again used some DYMO label tape and did My Wonderful Friend. And then I finished off with some more of those vintage drops. Again, I used the Yellow Brick Road to go with the yellows that I'd used on the card as well. And for this one, actually, this was just using Craft Perfect cardstock. I did them all in the same colour scheme, but that was just Craft Perfect cardstock. And this was 3 of the Nuvo inks, so I ink blended a piece of card first before I die cut it. And I used Rubber Duck, Lime Burst and Parakeet Green. Parakeet Green is one of the newest ones out of the Tropical Paradise set of ink pads as well. And then again, all of Tonic's stuff works so perfectly together. I mean, look at the coordination of the ink pads with the vintage drops with their baker's twine. Everything goes absolutely perfectly together. And I'd use some of the two of these baker's twines for the top of the tag as well. I don't know whether they still sell these anymore, but they were so ridiculously cheap a little while ago, so I'm sure a lot of you probably picked them up because they were like less than £1 for a reel of baker's twine. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this really quick up close video just showing you the sort of bits and pieces that I've done with Designer's Choice number 7, just up close. There will be 2 videos, one with these and one with these. But yeah, there wasn't too much in this month's die set. It's a nice versatile die set, but there's just not as many dies as there has been in some of the die sets, because it's more focused on the sort of pocket design as well. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this really quick up close video, and I will see you again in the next one. Thanks so much for watching and stay safe. Bye.